Okay, in this video tutorial, we are going to install the dynamic host configuration protocol service. So first of all, open the server manager dashboard. Here you can see on the left side of this window that there is no such service currently running with the name DHCP. So in order to install it, click on manage, uh, and then click on add roles and features. And then in this particular window, this is the step-by-step process. The very first page, you can see we are right here. So just click next, and then installation type, you don't have to change anything here. Then click on next again, and then again you don't have to change anything here, just click next. Now this is the very important window. From here what you have to do is to tick mark this DHCP server, click on add features, and then click next. And then in this particular window, which is the features, you don't have to change anything, just click next. And then this particular window, it will tell you what exactly DHCP server is, so you can read it by yourself, and then click on the next button. Okay, this particular window is telling you about the server, about the roles that are going to install, and the tools related to that particular role or servers that are going to install. So here we can see them. Just tick mark this restart the destination server automatically if required. Click on the yes button, and then click on the install button, and then it will start installing the DHCP server. Okay, the installation has been completed. Just click on the close button, and now you can see the notification uh, sign on this flag symbol. Just click on it and click on this complete DHCP configuration link. And now there are some post install configuration. So all you have to do in this screen is to just click on the next button, and now leave the option as they are at the moment. If there is nothing written here, just leave it empty, and if there is something, leave them as they are. Click on the commit button. Okay, now click on the close button. Okay, now you have installed your DHCP service, and next what you have to do is to configure the DHCP. So just click on the tools, and then click on the DHCP options. Also you can verify that whether DHCP service has been installed or not. On your left panel of the window, you can see here that there is a service available here now with the name DHCP. Also you can verify it by clicking on the tools, and then you can see here that there is a service with the name DHCP. Just click on it, then maximize this window. Okay, now just click on this server 2012.ims. Now here you have two options, and the first option is for the IP version 4, and the second one is for the IP version 6. So we are not interested in the IP version 6. All we have to do is to click on the IP version 4. Okay, there is already a scope that which I defined in the previous lecture, so I am going to delete it. And now I am going to create a new scope. Just right click on the IP version 4, click on the new scope button, and then click on next. And I am going to give this as the class C, because I'm going to create the class C IP addresses, so that's why I have given it the name as the class C. Click on the next button, and now I have to provide the starting address for this particular service. So the starting address is going to be 192.168.1.2. Now why I have not used the one, because I want to reserve this one for the uh, default gateway, and the end address that I want to provide it as the 254. Now why am I using 254? Because the very last address 255 is used for the broadcast purposes, so that's why we cannot use it here. And one thing more you should notice, that this length 24 here represents the CIDR value. Now, I told you in the previous lectures that what does CIDR value tells you about. So it simply tells you about that how many network bits are on in the class C IP address or this particular IP address. So here we can see the 24, the length 24. So the length 24 dictates that the first 24 bits are reserved for the network bits, and the last 8 bits are reserved for the host bits. Okay, what will happen if we choose some other length? So here you can see the corresponding length according to the corresponding subnet mask according to this 24 length is 255.255.255.0, which actually is the default subnet mask for the class C. So if I increase one bit, so now what actually I am doing here is that I borrowed one bit from the host portion. So now I have total bits for the network portion is 25, and the bits remaining for the host addresses are 7. Okay, so now the corresponding subnet mask for the CIDR value 25 is 255.255.255.128. So again, if you recall the formulas I told you in the previous lectures, that now what will be the number of subnetworks in this case, what will be the number of valid hosts, and what will be the ranges of these subnetworks, and what will be the you can say that block size of each subnetwork. So you can calculate those by yourself, but in this particular case we are interested in the very simple example, so I will keep it as the 24, and now clicks on the next button. Now in some cases we want to keep some addresses unallocated, like we do not want the DHCP to assign automatically to the host. So what we do is that we can write a single address as well as a range of addresses that the DHCP will not assign to the host by itself. So I will write a range that is the 192.168.1.150 to 192.168.1.200. So I have written the range. Now click on the add button. So here you can see that a range has been added to the excluded address range. Now in case if you want to exclude only single address, what you have to do is to write 192.168.1. Let's say I am not interested for the DHCP to give this particular 50 address to any host. So just click on the add button. So here you can see that there is a single address here as well as a range of addresses that the DHCP will not assign to any host dynamically. And there is one thing more here, subnet delay, and it is set to 0. So leave it as it is and click on the next button. And this particular window, what actually is this window telling you is that for how much time a single host can hold this address, which is dynamically assigned to the host by the DHCP server. So by default, the address will be with the host for about 8 days. So you can change these numbers here. You can change if you want to have the particular IP address that is assigned to the host by the DHCP for 24 hours. You can either set the day's value as 1, or you can set the 24 hours as 24, but I will set the days as 1, so it will assign IP address to the host for 24 hours only. So once the time duration is completed, it's going to refresh the address and then it will assign some other address to the particular host. So click on the next button. Okay, yes, we are interested in assigning these configurations right now. So just click on the next button. So now if you have any default gateway, so what actually gateway means that it is actually the port address of the router which is connected to this particular local area network. So let's assume in future we are going to connect a router to this particular local area network, and the IP address that we will assign to that particular port is 192.168.1.1. So we will click on the add button and it will keep this address as reserved for this particular router default gateway. So click on the next button. Now if you have installed the domain name service, then you can provide the name here, and if you do not have it here, then just leave it these options as they are and then click on the next button. We also are not interested in providing any information in this particular window, so just click on the next button. Okay, yes, we are interested in activating this particular scope right now, so just click this yes option here and then click on the next button. Okay, the wizard has been completed at all steps, so just click on the finish button. Okay, now you can see here that a scope has been added to the IP version 4 category. So just click on the scope and it will tell you about different kind of informations. Okay, so the address pool is that address range for distribution is 192.168.1.2 to the 192.168.1.254, and similarly the exclusion lists are available here as well, and we have also excluded only single address. It's not a range, so it's you can also see those here. And what this address leases panel is going to tell you that how many addresses that particular DHCP server has assigned to the host connected to it directly or indirectly. And if we have any reservations, we can add reservations here. So how we can do it, just right click on it, click on the new reservation, and then you can reservation name as the, let's say, director director IMS, and you can write the MAC address here. So what you have to do, okay, first we want to reserve this particular address. This is 50, which actually is in the exclusion list. So the better option is to choose some other address, which is the .20. So you can write the corresponding MAC address of the director of IMS computer here. So whenever the DHCP sees the MAC address of that particular computer, it will automatically assign this particular IP address written here to that particular MAC address. Since we do not have the MAC address, so that's why we are not interested in the new reservation window. Okay, we have some other scope options here. Since we have set the default gateway as this address, we can see it here. The DNS address is the 192.168.1.100, which is the address of this particular Windows Server 2012. And if we have any domain name service or any domain name we have created, you can also see it over here. Okay, now we are not interested in other policies options here, so we will just right click on this IP version 4 and click on the refresh button, and we will see if there is any changes we have made. It will be refreshed as well. So now going to the uh, client side. Okay, now I'm here at the client side, but before proceeding any further, I'm going to check the connection between the client and the server. I have already done the prerequisites, so if you have not done the prerequisites, what you have to do is to first done the prerequisites and then use this particular option. So I'm going to write the IP address of the DHCP server. So we can see that we are successfully connected to the DHCP server. So now I have to go to the control panel to change the configuration according to the DHCP. So just go to the control panel and then click on the network and internet option. Click on the network and sharing center. Click on the change adapter setting and then double click on it. You can see there that I have currently statically assigned an IP address to it, and DHCP enabled option is currently disabled. So I'm going to close the window, click on the properties, and then I'm gonna click on the IP version 4, and here what I'm going to do is to click on the obtain an IP address automatically. Similarly, obtain DNS server option address automatically and click on the OK button. Again, click on the OK button, close this particular window. Okay. Now, just to make sure that the DHCP has okay, not a problem. So just click on this detail button. Okay. So the IP address has been refreshed. So we can see here that the DHCP enabled the option corresponding to it is yes, which means the DHCP is enabled, and the IP address that is assigned to this particular machine by the DHCP is 192.168.1.4. The corresponding subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, which is the default subnet mask of class C. The default gateway which is assigned to this particular machine by the DHCP is 192.168.1.1, and the DHCP server address is 192.168.1.100, and the DNS server address is also the same as the DHCP server. Okay, click on the close button, and close this window. Now just going back to the Windows Server 2012, and we are going to see some options in the DHCP server. Okay, we are back at the DHCP server. So first we will go to the dashboard and then click on the tools, click on the DHCP, maximize this window, and now click on the server 2012, enlarge this IP version 4 option, click on the scope. Okay, now just click on the address leases. Okay, so the very first two addresses, you can see that the DHCP tried to assign these addresses to this particular machine, but due to some problems it could not assign it. Here we can see the description. So this address is already in use, this second address is already in use as well. It means that somebody else has statically assigned this particular IP address to itself, so that's why DHCP could not assign this address to anyone else. So the current DHCP address that the current IP address that the DHCP has assigned to a computer is 192.168.1.4, and this is actually the computer name in the Windows 7. So you can see the name here, and the lease expiration is that. Now actually it is going to tell you that this particular IP address that the DHCP assigned to this particular computer it is going to expire on the 11/27, which is actually the November 27, and it is going to expire exactly at 11:02 hours in the morning. Okay, guys, that's all from the DHCP service. I hope to see you again in the next lecture. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.